Surviving storms.
Surviving storm.
Surviving storms.
Energy is just moving throughout life, and I'm trying to show that in my artwork. You know, everything is connected by the energy from the sun. So by putting all these lines, it's like I'm just connecting everything and showing that, you know, it's just energy flowing throughout life. When you raise up in a place like Wotton Waven with so much volcanic activity and so much rainfall, he is known for a lot of rain. It rains almost every day. You always see some kind of transference or transferring of energy. So for example, the rain will fall in the morning and the whole place will be really wet. But then as soon as the sun comes out, or maybe as soon as it gets a little warmer, it's just steam everywhere. You know, steam from the sulfur, steam might be just rising up from the road. And I would always be noticing things, because what happens is when you are just in nature, or when you're kind of alone or on your own, you always be looking at things, you always be paying attention to details. So I'd always be looking at the steam rising up, I'd be always looking at smoke. Sometimes I look at the smoke, like if we're outside and we're roasting our breadfruits or roasting our plantains, the smoke would be interacting with the sunlight, and you can see all these little lines and swirling designs. So things like that I'll be paying attention to. Not too much surrounded by too many people, it just helped me be more observant of my environment, paying attention to a lot of things happening, observing the transfer of energy, you know. Okay, so we're here at the Paradise Art Gallery in Wotton Waven. It's just my family's home art gallery. And it features some of our local artists here, like features mostly my work and my brother's work, also a bit of my father's work. Yeah, the liquid fingerprint, it shows energy flow. When I first started doing it, it was not really well received, or it was not really, people didn't really understand it, you know, so I have these old ones that what it used to look like before, it was very abstract, and also it was very, like time-consuming, very tedious. I would try to make the lines be as close as possible. So this one is from the year 2005. So that's about 17 years ago. Like it's like abstract realism. So it's not just fully abstract, it's both realistic and abstract at the same time. So this one is called The Chainsaw Man, and I did it after Hurricane Maria. It was inspired by the destruction and also the rebuilding, because after Maria there was a lot of trees on the ground and a lot of timber, like a lot of fresh wood that was being waiting to be cut up. So here we have a guy, we hired this guy to come help us cut up some wood, so that my brother wanted to do some building, like to build a little house on the land. And this guy is perfect because he knows exactly how to cut. He's very good, a very good chainsaw man. You can see spirals like in a hurricane. You can see it in DNA. You can see it in the fingerprints. You can see it in a shell on the beach. You can see it like when a vine is creeping outwards, reaching out towards light, is spiraling. The Milky Way, the entire Milky Way galaxy is a spiral shaped. You can just, if you keep looking around, you just keep seeing spirals. You know, Mario is basically like a reset button, because I went from like using my iPad and being on the internet and stuff. Literally, when the hurricane was happening, I was still watching stuff on Google, on YouTube, sorry. And then suddenly we were out without power. Then I was like, oh, it's getting real now, you know. So, and then like the next thing you know, like we literally didn't have internet for the next about 8 months, you know. So, like no internet, no power, everything slowed down. It was back to. You started feeling like as if you got teleported back to 1850 or something, when you have to go down the road with some money in your hand and you have to try to buy some groceries or get some basic things you might need. Especially Wotton Waven was cut out for about 3 weeks after the hurricane. We still were not able to we had to be walking. The road was still blocked up with landslides and stuff. So you can imagine, it's like you just have to be walking everywhere, and it was just kind of weird. You know? After Maria, this copycat just showed up out of nowhere. Like, he just started doing this Eye of Maria stuff everywhere, and people were not sure who it is because they don't see when it's done. It just shows up. You know, you see them like in Portsmouth, you see it in Marigot, you see it in Sophia, you see it like in Roseau, and like literally all over the island. So, you know, it was just quite eye-catching, I guess, literally. No pun intended. Yeah, I heard it was inspired by that. So, like the Eye of Maria, whatever. Some people say it's like an Eye of like Illuminati or whatever, Horus, Eye of Horus. But I mean, I noticed they've all been painted over since then, so it's like some people are paranoid about it for sure. But as to what I know, I heard it's the Eye of Maria, and that's what is known as the Eye of Maria. So when I arrived there, we had an image of an eye. The infamous copycat must have done it. But I decided to paint something even more significant, something more powerful. Out of something dark, out of the darkness comes something beautiful, you know, which is basically what happened with Maria. Out of all the destruction and all the damage, the people, the spirit of the people was rebuilt in a way that we became more resilient, we became more innovative, we became more committed, or just more focused on rebuilding or repairing, or we became more goal-oriented while having greater appreciation for life. So that's basically why I decided to choose these colors, dark colors with some hints of bright colors.